So a recent question I got asked was, how do bootstrap companies compete with larger companies? Well, large companies, you think they have a huge advantage because they have a big budget, big team, but along with those big budgets and teams, they've got a lot of bureaucracy, lots of meetings. You could probably execute whatever idea you have in the time it takes for them to talk about what they want to do, right? It's that slow. Lots of red tape, lots of convincing to do. I'm not saying that big companies have disadvantage, but that is the downsides of a larger company. So technically a bootstrap company is more nimble and can be faster. So here's a couple tips. First and foremost, be careful with what you work on. I think a lot of people are like, here's all the things I can do to grow, and they're like, boom, grow. Watch my video on how to prioritize your marketing ideas, and that will help you only to execute on the things that actually can move the needle. But be careful what you build, what you work on, what you spend your time on. It's very, very important that you only spend time on the things that matter because you have a lot smaller team and a lot smaller budget. Number two is to move fast. Ultimately, small companies, bootstrap companies, don't have anyone to report to. Maybe it's two founders. I look at my founder, I'm like, hey, can I do this? He's like, head nod, doesn't even say yes. And I'm already done doing it. It's like fast, lightning speed, right? You could go really, really fast here. Next thing is you can be more scrappy, right? Ultimately, large companies need to grow by a lot. What you can do is you can take their scraps, right? Like think about a big company like, let's say, Zendesk. Zendesk is in the customer support space. They need to grow 2, 3, 4x year over year. Well, I need to go 2, 3, 4x too, or I want to, but my 2, 3, 4x maybe requires 1/100th or 1/10th of the number of customers they need. So I can go after smaller channels that they deem not worth it, right? So I can spend a ton of time on, let's say, YouTube videos or LinkedIn and post content and educate and really, or maybe spend time in Facebook groups looking around to see what startups need help with customer support. Whereas someone from Zendesk probably can't afford to do that because the amount of ROI that will bring in is too small. So you can be way more scrappy and you can take their scraps, right? I always remember like Aladdin stealing bread when I think of taking people's scraps, but that's just maybe me. All right, number 4 or 5, whatever this is, build an audience. Really, really important. This is probably the number one thing you can do. It is slow and steady. Basecamp, right? 37 Signals, built an audience. Moz, built an audience. There's many, many different companies. Tim Ferriss built an audience. Every single company has built, every single digital marketing company, any underdog has built an audience, built a brand by building an audience, a loyal audience, and build a community. And those are the keys to actually beating these larger guys. At Mailshake, we have 55 competitors the last time I checked, about a couple days ago. And of those 55, 16 of them are funded. That means they have a lot bigger budget than us. And I'm pretty sure every single company that we're competing with has a bigger team because I can count my team size in under one, with less than one hand, right? So we have a very small team. But we focused on building an audience. We started blogging 6 months before we started actually building the product. In fact, we started blogging in 2015 when we had a different product. We started blogging about the things we wanted to do. Yeah, we pivoted or whatever, but we still built a loyal audience. We still get people saying, I've been using you guys since 2015, or I've been using you guys since it was called Content Marketer IO or whatever, right? So it still works. Now, fast forward to today, content marketing is our second biggest channel for growth. Didn't happen overnight. It will never happen overnight. Content marketing and SEO is super slow, but building that audience and getting people to share your content, building that email list now of like 25,000 people, slowly but surely compounded into what it is today. And lastly, build free tools or free features, right? So take a feature or functionality and build a free tool. It's really easy to use tools as a marketing tactic. One, you can launch on Product Hunt. You can send it to your customers. You can provide value to the users, to the ecosystem. So let's use this Zendesk example, right? Your customer service or customer support software, what are things you can build for free that everyone can use? And this is a great, because you become a resource, you become the go-to place for this one specific thing. Maybe you cross-reference that to make sure it has SEO and the keywords that you're going after have search volume, but ultimately giving away things for free will help you win over the hearts so you can form an audience and also potentially get links and whatnot. This reminds me of a really old school tactic. Like if you look in the finance industry, Companies like Bankrate have these like mortgage calculators or free loan calculator or this and that. These are all tools that they provide for free, so you will buy their shit, right? Like you'll like purchase a loan through Bankrate or go through and look at the quotes because they helped you solve a problem of a mathematical nature, which is frankly pretty hard. Anyways, those are my tips. Hopefully that helps.